Welcome to Dare a New Belief, a place to discover what is possible for your life after the loss of a loved one, and where you will find inspiration, insight, support, and love, and hopefully a bit of laughter to help you through your day. Now, here's your host, Nada Hogan.
Welcome to Dare a New Belief, where you will find light and life, love and joy, healing, faith, and hope. A place where you get to believe in what is possible for your life. And today I have the great honor to welcome back Rhonda Crockett Logue. And Rhonda is a naturally gifted healer who has been helping others for many years. She holds a Master's of Arts degree in social work, and she is certified as an emotion code and body code practitioner, crystal healer, crystal reader, and spontaneous transformation practitioner. Rhonda previously worked 20 plus years assisting youth and families within the foster care system. And in 2012, she began her own journey of healing and enlightenment, and she then became aware of her divine talents and gifts. Welcome back, Rhonda. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you so very much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
I am just thrilled and honored. So as we know, time goes by way too fast. So I'm going to dive right in here. And listeners, if you missed part one, please go back and listen to part one because it will help this one make a little bit more sense. So one of the things I wanted to ask you that I didn't get to ask you in the first part, Rhonda, was when you had a journey of healing and enlightenment in 2012, do you think that whole thing was just so divinely planned? So when Jeremy transitioned 4 years later, that you would be prepared and able to handle that?
Definitely.
Gratefully? Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Especially, learning a healing modality to help myself. In 2012, I was starting to have different health conditions, and I was searching for wisdom and healing modalities and someone to help. I'm not one to go to the doctor and use traditional medicines. I'm pretty much allergic to most of them. And so learning the healing modality, the energy healing, assisted me greatly in releasing a lot of the grief that I was feeling after Jeremy made his transition. I was able to, the energy was so very heavy from losing a child, as so many people know, that it was difficult to move forward. But using my energy healing modality, I was able to let a lot of that go.
Yeah.
And so, yes, it very much prepares me to do that. Plus, it also assisted me into being connected more clearly with the divine and taking divine guidance. So, yes, definitely.
Right.
It all happened the way it was supposed to happen.
Right. It's so amazing because I know I was thinking with my daughter, and there's always comedy that has to go on with me to be able to handle situations. And we had my daughter and son and I, they were little. We went and got Domino's pizza, and we were driving home, and out of nowhere, she just started crying, and she was holding the pizza on her lap. And my mother, her grandmother, had just passed away maybe a year or 2 years earlier. And she just starts crying, like out of the blue, just crying hysterically. And she's just a little thing. And I said, "What's the matter?" And she said, "I just miss Granny so much. Like nobody should ever have to die." And I just said, well, we'll never get Domino's pizza again because obviously this is not a good sign here. And we just laughed so hard about it. But it opened up the doors for us to talk about death in a way that felt light, that it wasn't the heaviness. And I believe my mom was the one that started that whole thing. And who would have known, right? The Domino's pizza and how we could just joke about stuff and make light of it, even though we miss that person. But I believe that we get those setups. It's like that divine setup if we can pay attention to that and how it helps. So I love how this happened with you in 2012. So one of the things, because I get going and I get off track, a million notes, but I want um so if you can kind of walk us through how this happened with Jeremy channeling this book to you. So Jeremy's transition date was the 20th of June 2016. Yeah, 2016. And then
Correct.
was it right away when the book started coming, or the channeling was coming, or can you explain that a little bit more for us, Rhonda?
Well, I could hear him, the same day that he transitioned, I could hear him. It wasn't until a few months later when Jeremy said, "Hey, Mom, I want to help more people. I want to help them to live better lives on earth." That I started taking it more seriously and started writing some of the stuff down, that he was sharing with me. And then it was like once a week he would, send me information, and I would just write it down. That would be a chapter. And, so we kind of went week by week. And I really enjoyed that time, that connection, almost when the book was finished, it's like, oh, we're not doing it anymore. But actually, as soon after we finished the book and all, he started downloading another book, which I haven't published. It's titled Master Earth Living.
Oh, beautiful.
I the process of doing a book was not so easy for me, since I didn't know anything about, publishing a book. And I did self-publishing, but with a company, and it was a lot of work and a lot of stress that, I haven't been able to even attempt to get the other one going. But I really enjoyed that time, where Jeremy was just sharing his divine information, and I was just writing it down,
Right.
for him.
Yeah.
So, and then in his book, he has 28 chapters, but actually he has 2 chapter 10s. He says that because he's into numbers too. He says he has two chapter 10s because 1 plus 0 equals 1, and this is the one and only book that you need to live joyously on earth. And then he has 28 chapters because 2 plus 8 equals 10, which 1 plus 0 is 1.
Oh,
And so he's just goofy.
love it.
But yeah, his book's a little different.
Oh, I just love it. And the love that just pours from him, that pours into you, that you were able then to pour into ink and paper so others can benefit in such a grand and enormous way. So when he started channeling this information to you and telling you, like, I want this to get out to the world so people know that they can connect with their loved ones and that life doesn't have to be so hard. Did he make it known to you that he wanted this to be in a book, or was it just that, like, what do I do with this? I guess I take all of this information and turn it into a book, or did you know it was a book, or did it just end up being a book? I guess that's my question.
No, he was real clear. He's like, yeah, I want to share this with most people. Write a book. Write a book. So that's what we did. And when we launched it, like I said, in the previous show, we launched it on Thanksgiving 2018, and we were giving it away for free. It was just pay for shipping and handling. And we reached so many people. We ran it for about 6 months. I think we had more than 800 copies that we had given out. And so many people reached out, and it was just really beautiful. So many mothers with sons named Jeremy that had passed had contacted me. And it was just really beautiful and wonderful. And they loved the book. Many wonderful, beautiful comments were given to me. And And that was a good experience, good and bad. It's the marketing part of it, was a little difficult for me since I'm not familiar with that.
Right.
But, the comments and the people's lives that it touched was very heartwarming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I've read some comments that were on your website, and it's just, this book is
Mm.
very well loved. Absolutely. And I love the title of it because he named the book also, Jeremy Shares His Love from Above, right? He
Yes,
named that. Yeah.
he did.
Just-
Yeah.
I love it. It's just like, Mom, you're just gonna be the writer. Like, what is it, that the stenographer? Yeah, like, you're just taking down the information. I got all of the info for you. You just write it all down. I just find it so beautiful,
Right.
and just such a sweet, sweet young man. Um, so this part where he talks about life life on earth was not meant to be as difficult as many make it out to be. Do what have you taken from that, and how has that impacted your life? Because I believe that, and when I read that, thing stood
Hmm.
out to me like a neon sign, like, oh my gosh, I've said this always, but it just seems like we're so conditioned to believe that it's a struggle and it's a fight,
Right.
and
Right.
it's just like, oh my goodness, what a powerful statement, and so young, but obviously an old
Right.
soul. Yeah, so what does that mean to you?
Well, I was like many other people, just, in the daily grind, of working and doing this and being a busy mom and listening to everyone else except for myself.
Mhm.
Um, so it just, in his message, it was more like connect with yourself, listen to yourself, don't listen to anyone else. Do what you want to do in this lifetime, you know, um, live your life in joy. It's not supposed to be painful,
Yeah.
and to have fun, to have fun. He's always um, telling me, Mom, what are you going to do for fun today? You know? So,
Oh,
it's like he says, your earth life is short, live it.
right.
Don't get stuck in grief or sadness or whatever. Move above it. Your life is going to pass you by quickly. So you want to live it. That's what you came here to do. You came here to live, not to be stuck.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
he had a lot of wisdom.
Yes. So, and on that note of living your life and living it in joy and not being stuck, do you think, because there's a lot of people, and I probably know maybe more moms than dads who, after the passing of a child or a transitioning of a child, that their life stops, that it's so difficult to find joy. And I know that I went through that myself. How can I laugh and have fun and be joyous when my child is dead? It just seemed like, but
Yeah.
that was the message that I would get from Dara all the time was, I'm the one that's not there. And girl, let me tell you, I'm having a heck of a lot more fun than you are. So get
Right.
rid of that. But I think societally, we get caught up in that sometimes. That sometimes people might look at us funny, like, you're actually living your life after your child has passed away. And what else am I supposed to do to honor her? It doesn't seem to me that not living honors that life, because I have all of these memories and joy and beauty that came from her being on this earth, even though I think it was too short of a time. But what if I
Mm-hmm.
carry that forward and I'm able to shine her light for other people? That to me feels very good. So did you run into that where it felt like people like maybe judging you because you're choosing to be joyous and live a joyful life, and how dare you when your child has passed away?
I did, but I didn't feed too much